Welcome to Plainy Face and Naked. Thank you all so much for joining us tonight. We've got an amazing episode planned for you. This is episode 81. We're going to be talking Set 6 pre-release guide. We're going to be talking about some Set 6 deck lists. And we're also going to talk about the cards that we are most excited for tonight. Joining me tonight is Alex, the former benchwarmer. How are you tonight, sir?
Still definitely a bench warmer. Well, I guess maybe still former. I'll get around to doing the best with bench warmer stuff again. I'm okay. Tired. Ready to do this. Excited for the upcoming set in a week.
I know what's really crazy is because pre-release technically starts on Friday and it's Halloween, so it's like, do you go play cards or do you go do Halloween stuff? And I was told not to. I was told we're going to do Halloween stuff. So
I got a store showdown on Tuesday that I have to go to, and I got to figure out what I want to build.
Emperor Palpatine, baby. Just for Palp.
No, I did that last week, actually. I did Endless Legions Palpatine.
Ugh.
I got it off on a blue GI deck.
Anyway, also joining us tonight is Sam Youngling. How are you tonight, sir?
Good. I'm ready for competitive play. I'm more excited for the stream on Wednesday than I am the new set. I'm sitting there itching for the next chance to be able to go travel and do something.
Well, we'll see what they give us. I don't know. We'll see what they give us. I'm tentatively excited. I mean, because the problem is you can't really do much in December, right? Because it's Christmas season, and I can't imagine we're going to get anything in November. I will say if PAX Unplugged somehow miraculously has a sector, that's an easier one for me to justify going to because I could go play X-Wing the same weekend. So I would be a little bit more down to do something like that, which does suck because I can't grind prize ball tickets then.
Hey.
But I'll rely on you. I'll pay for your grinding and then take half of the winnings.
Yeah,
there
just
we go.
give you like all the stuff back. Well, Christmas break starts December 14th for me, and then I don't go back until January 14th. So if they want to do something in December, give me that window. Easy.
It will. I can't imagine that's going to happen.
No,
but
definitely not.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm excited for pre-release weekend. I'm a little sad it's on Halloween again. Like I don't know how they do this. Like I really wish they would move this to like mid-month because you would avoid every holiday if we just went mid-month. There would not be any holidays that we would have pre-release crossover. So maybe I'll tell Jack that and be like, hey, can you guys just like kick the bucket window like 2 weeks, please? Like, can you just shift everything? Yeah, so I don't know. I got to start looking at hotels for Vegas, because that's going to be coming up. We're going to figure out who we're going to room with and who's going to actually go. Obviously, we can't get an Airbnb there. That would just not work. I'm not getting an Airbnb and having to drive into the city every day, Sam. That's not going to happen.
Uber.
No, I don't want to Uber into the city either. To get from the airport to the downtown where our hotels were was like 20 minutes, like 15, 20 minutes. Like, and that was like less than like 3 miles. So I'm good. I don't want to do that every morning. But I'm excited for pre-release weekend. If you missed it, we did an unboxing on our stream last Thursday. The video is up. It'll be up till the end of the week this week. And you're welcome to, if you are a subscriber, and you comment and like the video, you will be entered in a chance to win a giveaway Cassian mat.
Hell yeah, Cassian.
Yes, so we're going to be giving away the Cassian mat. We have the soft crate. So as a reminder, when we get these things, you should be in our Discord because we did a live stream in the Discord. And we're giving this away to one of the people that were in our Discord. I haven't done the randomizer yet because I'm lazy, but we will do that. And when I make the announcement later this week, after the randomizer stuff, I will do that. I don't know if I'll get to it before next Monday, like a whole week from tomorrow, only because of the fact that like I'm running a pre-release event Saturday. I'm running a pre-release event Sunday. I'm possibly attending a second pre-release on Saturday and maybe a second pre-release on Sunday. I haven't decided how many I want to go to yet.
Where on Sunday?
I'm running House Rules, their morning one.
Oh.
So we have our out of the box one is going to be Saturday at 1, and then I'm going to run the house rules one at noon, I think it is, on Sunday, and then sometimes they do a second one. So I might, depending on if they need the help, I might stay and do the second one as well. So, but typically I go to like 4 pre-releases usually. I think that's kind of the average that I get. So I don't know. Alex goes to like 100 of them. So
Well, I'm running 3 of them, so
well, there you go.
kind of by default, I'm doing that plus RIW and probably Upkeep Canton. So we'll see.
Yeah, so it'll be fun. I'm excited for pre-release weekend. I always enjoy sealed deck building as well. But before we get into the card or the pre-release guide, I want to go through some of the cards that excite us the most. So I had everybody submit 4 to 5 cards of ones that excite them the most, cards that they're looking forward to being able to play with that maybe they've already played with. I don't know, all that fun stuff. And I thought it would be kind of fun to go through these. So, Alex, we're gonna let you kick it off. We're gonna talk a little bit about your cards and why you picked those cards.
Do I start at the top or the bottom?
Whatever floats your boat, baby. I have them left to right, so which is your top to bottom.
It is. So I guess I'm going to go with both excited to least excited out of these 5.
I mean, you're still excited enough about all of them that you gave them to me.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I think they're kind of wild. So I'll just know what I'm going right to left. We're going. I'm going to start with Dryden Voss, the unit, not the leader. I guess I could specify that. The 2/5 for 4 red villainy stuff. Play a lot of, like GI Jetta City. Kind of slots right in there. You can restand them with GI if you want. You could play Surprise Strike and swing for 10. What is actually like my 6th card that I wanted to add here, and I'm kind of blanking on the name right now because I didn't memorize literally everything yet. It is the Aggressive Negotiations card.
Mm-hmm.
Right, they give the +1/+0 for each card in your hand. If you have Daedra, that gets kind of wild. And you just double that. Not hard to get a lot of card draw in red. So I just like it. Also, just Surprise Strike for 10, right? That's quite a threat. 4 slot, I have the Eye of Aldani. That's the start of the next action phase. For each enemy unit, the controller must pay 1 or exhaust that unit. So it's really fun into the go wide decks. It's nice to actually get a small counter to that, especially in blue, which I play a lot, and it's only 1. Seems like a really annoying card for your opponent. That's actually what most of these are. I just really like messing with my opponent. And the third one I have is Arrest. The 2-cost yellow villainy. Just your base captor is an enemy non-leader unit. Just doesn't no limits on that other than non-leader. Just whatever their giant thing is, pay 2, and now it's gone for a turn. Wild.
Yeah, it's actually really hilarious. I've added that into the trench deck. Like, oh yeah, you could no good to me a dead for 2. And then, like, they usually overwrite it, and then you just play Arrest in the next turn, and then they don't know what to do. Or if they upgrade anything, they upgrade, you just go, well.
Yeah, the Eye of Aldani is also a card I was considering for Trench. I got a couple of them I'm considering, but yeah, Arrest is just kind of wild to me. I will skip talking about my second one because it's one of Sam's, so I'll let him talk about that. And we'll go with the other one, the first one I have here. It is Mina Bonteri? I don't know. Jesus Christ. So I play Rabbit, right, as well. 2/4 for 2, restore 1 when defeated, disclose green, white, and draw card is just nuts. That's a lot of benefit on a first turn play. It's really, really good. That's like if you're playing green heroic and you're not going with some sort of very specific theme, like a rebel tribal kind of thing, and even then, like, this is worth considering because that's wild.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like her too. I have her in a Mon Mothma deck that I've been playing a little bit more. Which I was a little surprised. Mon Mothma is a little bit better than I think we gave her credit for. Now, again, this is all just like people just testing garbage decks, so we don't know. Like, I mean, it might not hold up after a while, but it's like it's like a better
Maul
version
did a
of
lot
Red.
better in your pre-release testing, and you see where he ended up.
Yeah, he did amazing in pre-release testing, but he didn't. Yeah, but he didn't do anything in that. And that's kind of, I don't know. So like, I agree with you though. This card, especially because you could play her on turn 1, and the probability that you have those cards in your hand if somebody does kill her is really high. So I don't know. I also have her in a lot of decks.
2 for 2 restore 1 is already, I think, really good, and then like you have a bonus of like you might actually just replace her the draw.
Yeah, and like remember I was playing a lot of Yaddle, right? But like in Ray, I could just replace Yaddle with Yaddle, like because Yaddle
Or
I
have
don't.
both. They're both
Well,
really good.
Sure, but I don't. The problem I have with Yaddle is I don't always have like I don't always get the extra restore piece off of it. With her, I would rather have her like and always just be able to draw the effing cards for it.
I mean, they're both situational, technically.
Yeah.
The Eye of Donnie, I didn't put in mine just because you had it in yours. I will tell you, it is absolutely hilarious, and people will eventually. So you should learn how to play around that card. You just need to learn how to play that card because you have to be able to do the math when you start. And I love playing that card now because people don't know how to do the math, and like sometimes they show up and they have lethal on board. They could have just played the whole thing, and then I only get to remove one of their units, and then they have to hope I have the removal the next turn. And so like it's just absolutely hilarious. But I love playing it. Like, you know how we play Evacuate?
Yeah.
This is so much like crazier than Evacuate because I'm gonna play this. So you have to spend your whole turn, you know, like your next turn using your resources, then I evacuate you. And then you replay you don't have anything to replay, and then I don't even have to worry about super laser blasting anymore because you don't have anything on the ground.
Yep. Like the one cost effect is that because like you can do some mind games with it, right? Because you can play it at the end of the turn when your opponent like already claimed and they're not expecting that, or you just do it at the start of the turn and just try to have them, you know, mind trick themselves with what units they're going to play around and what they're going to do. But the joke's on them; they're playing units, and that was just not the way to go.
Yeah, it's just I don't know. Like I think people just need to learn how to like that card exists. That we're gonna play it if you play blue. Like it's gonna, at least to begin with. It's kind of a staple card. I feel, more so than I thought originally. Like I think it was cool originally, but like Invader, I don't actually give a shit if I have a full board. Like I'll just pay my 6 resources and keep my units up. But in other decks, it messes with the numbers. Like I would love to see what it does against Han, right?
Right.
Like I don't know how, like Han probably doesn't like that card is my guess.
Or like Vader pilot. I mean, I guess they just don't ready all their TIE fighters, but like that saves you X amount of damage equal number of TIE fighters.
Well, I have found I don't care about it in Vader depending on what they're playing. Like if they're not at like Snoke or Super Laser Blast level, I'll pay my resources for it because typically I don't have anything to play outside of that anyway. I need 2 resources for when I flip for the card that I'll talk about in a little bit that I need. And other than that, I don't care. You're like, I'll pay the 6 resources and ready the stuff I need. But do you like this in Han? Do you like this? Have you found that this disrupts your Han play?
Yeah, every time this gets played against me, I end up conceding or losing because if you don't, you just lose later down the line. Because if they do that to you and prevent you, especially if they do this to me right after I flip and then I'm going back down to 6 and I have only 7 or 8 costs in my hand and I'm just like, okay, so either I just don't play this one big card that I need or I keep the 3 like units on board that would allow me to get there. It just totally messes up all the math you're doing way before that. It's awful. Oh, it's brutal.
Yeah.
It's a fun card. It's weird that it's in blue because normally those effects are like yellow, but I love it.
Yeah, I'll take it in blue all day long. So, All right. Well, let's move on to Sam's top most exciting cards. Sam, why don't you kick it off? Tell us about your cards.
Yeah, so we all know it. I'm a Han player, so I put in the 2 cards that I just immediately slid right into Han. I've got Cictrao Vizago. Oh my god!
Chicato Vizago.
That was. I'm not even going to try and say it again. That was brutal.
He
But
was next
yeah,
week.
yeah. This is you just place this down. You get a card right back after next turn because usually they're spending all 3, and you just wait to swing with him, going into the next phase. Like you just wait to swing with him and immediately draw that card back, because then you'd be 1 card down for putting something down to play him in the first place. So it's card replacement. It's more knowledge, and if they for some reason pay to make sure you don't draw, okay, great, you don't get to play a 3 cost, you don't get your resupply on curve, your OB Sentinel, your Village Protector, like all this stuff, it muddles their math, and that's great for us. So is Captain Typho. Like they have to throw stuff into it, and I always have green cards in my hand, and I usually have hero. So I'm just like, all right, I'm just going to heal because you've probably done damage to my base if I'm paying this on curve. And if I'm not, it's still just a 4 or 5 body on the
It's a
ground.
4 or 5 Sentinel for 4.
Yeah. Turn 2
That's
having that.
obscene.
Oh my God. I love that. It's amazing.
Okay, how is it any more obscene than Churret? He's a 3/5. I mean, it's
And Churret was really, really good.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying, like, I don't know. I don't think he's like insane to the point where like he's broken or anything.
I think
Playing
he's
this
very,
turn
very
2?
strong.
Like,
Well, turn
oh
2,
my God.
sure, but like, it's just even like, it's a fantastic catch up card. There's not a lot of like catch up cards.
I just play takedown. I'm sorry.
Sure.
I had to do that. I had to say that just for
Just
Sam's
kill
effect.
the unit.
Yep.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, just kill the unit. I agree. But
Oh,
He is
you
very
play
good.
that Power of the Dark Side. Sorry, buddy. I keep going. It'll be a whole
Jesus.
rant. I do agree
Correct.
with you. Like I think like he's still a good Sentinel piece. Like period. Like he still is a good Sentinel. I don't know. Like I like the win disclosed effect because it is you only have to have 1 card in your hand. So I played the Spotlight decks this weekend with my nephew, and we were testing the Spotlight decks out because last time we found one of the Spotlight decks was a lot better than the other one was. So we were seeing if that was the case this time. And this Captain Typho is just like hilarious to play in that Padme deck. Like I could play Bale, keep discarding cards just to do all crazy shit, and then like I'll just have 1 card play Captain Typho the next turn. I just have to reveal it, you know, and it's just I don't know.
It's good.
Like I actually just set the card on the table, and he took 3 units to kill it, and I healed 3 damage. So I prevented 5 damage plus healed for 3. So I just set the card on the table. I was like, I'm not going to reveal this every time. I'm just going to set the card.
Yeah, see, but that's really good. Like, on top of having that Sentinel, like Churret is, like, okay, I have to swing my units into it. You're also getting that healing effect. And if they have a bunch of small units, great. You're healing for a lot rather than just the healing for 1 if they have to swing something big into it. So, I don't know. I just love that card. And then next I have Chancellor Valorum because I've been testing a little bit of double green Dryden, and being able to just immediately throw him down and get to ramp just cuz it's very, very good when you're able to discard and then do it on 5. But I don't know, I've always liked Chancellor Valorum since he was spoiled when you guys were not nearly as hype about him as I was. But he is good. I'm looking at both your reactions. Both you guys are holding something in here. Oh my gosh.
you really love him.
Yes, that is correct. And then finally, I have Zitan Maj, Black Sun Bully. It's just because CAD. It makes it so you play this in CAD, get the ping, and then you claim. You're pinging their units, you're pinging their base, you're making them swing into him. Because in CAD, I find, specifically in the decks that I make, I usually have initiative. So this just means that they're always taking the 2 unless they decide to throw into him. On top of getting the ping off of playing him, it's just good. Like, that is an amazing ability, in my opinion.
Yeah, I
Great
guess
ability.
I haven't
I like
played
him a lot, actually.
Yeah, I haven't played him in CAD yet, but I have played him in Deidre double red.
Yeah.
Like actually.
Yeah.
It's just one of those like kind of inevitability cards, right? Like like the Sabine base ping. It's just like I have to like deal with this, or else like no matter what, this thing's just eventually going to kill me.
Yep.
And I think he's really good.
hmm But yeah, I mean, honorable mention, of course, is emergency powers, and I only didn't say that, and I said Typho because I thought one of you guys were going to say emergency powers, so I brought in Typho. And
We did not.
Yeah,
Yeah.
joke's on you. I just really like Typho.
I was completely like wrong on that, but
I'm not as high on emergency powers, I think, as a lot of people are. And it's just maybe because the type of decks that I play, I don't need it. But
yeah,
I
don't
also
think it's pretty silly.
13 cards. Yeah. Oh, adding on 8 or more experience tokens and just having them be like, "Oh, I hate this card." Blah blah blah. Yeah, well, it hasn't even come out yet, so I
Yeah,
can't wait to
stacking
see.
8 or more experience tokens, and your opponent just windmill slams Rivals Fall if you go on to the next turn because you ran out of resources.
Yep. I mean, again, like I'm in the same boat. Like I haven't found that like it worked well in like somehow in a spam style deck that's also a control deck. Like when you were playing your Chancellor Palpatine, but that's only because so if you hit enough units, it works out very well. And it works out very well with that stupid Lurking Tie. And I bet
Yes.
you like outside of that though, like anything else can pretty much be taken care of. It's just that when you put it on Lurking Tie, it's just a lot harder to deal with. But that's a lot of things. I mean, ask Alex about putting Vader on a Lurking Tie. Like if you don't have something to ECL into it or timely into it, it just lives and you can't do anything about it.
I think
whatever.
it's like it can catch people off guard too, because if you're sitting at like 4 resources, right, and you're just kind of going back and forth, and then all of a sudden your unit's just like +3/+3, that can actually end games. Like I think it's a solid like finisher.
Yeah.
I don't think it's like an incredible like on its own, but I think it's like there's spots for it.
Yeah, I think if you were gonna win this churn, or if you were gonna win, you weren't gonna win this churn, it makes it so that you win this churn by that. Same with like a surprise strike, and like so like against certain decks, like if you have lethal on board for the next churn, I have to claim. Well, this just finishes it out. It's just like a surprise strike or a hot shot blaster. But you can't resource it. You have to have it in your hand, and you have to have a ready unit that can swing in and play it. That's like so. The caveats are a little bit.
I mean, you can
higher.
put it on like a non-ready unit and just have a giant unit for next turn, like especially if it's like a Sentinel or something, or like I played emergency powers on my chariot. Have fun trying to get through my wall of like, you know, a 7/9 Sentinel unit.
I rearranged my Deidre control deck and started putting what's his face back in what's the name? Yeah, Chilson. And like when you play Chilson and you reveal 2 of those in your hand, everybody just concedes. Like people don't even continue to play. They'll immediately concede against me. And it's just like I probably am not going to actually do that. Like I mean I can because like next turn that's like, you know, a 11/11. But that's not what I'm doing. They're there just to scare you. You know, like, I'm not actually probably going to do that. I'd rather just play removal or mill you. But it was kind of fun because I was like, because then you could flip if you hold your lady, you could flip her and then she gets to start swinging into their units and they don't know what to do because she just sits there. She hits for 4, you know, so.
Yeah.
And if you have spy tokens out, your spy tokens no longer do anything. So she lives forever.
Yeah, I mean, this card is just great on curve. Like, if you totally brick your hand and you draw into one of these, great. You're just spending however many resources you have and just filling it up on this. If they remove it, they were going to remove something anyway, but now you present a much bigger threat than you did before.
Yeah.
It's just like, cool.
So, all right, I guess I will go right to left as well. And those are because that's kind of, I did the same thing Alex did. I'm still pretty hyped. Hyperspace Disaster. I had to add that one in there. Like,
it's
I originally did not like that card. I thought it was dumb. And for one more resource, I could just play Super Laser Blast. And then I realized that I can now create
both.
I can now create decks that I don't care about space. Just play this. Like I didn't even think like. And again, I'll use Jabba for example. I added this into my Jabba deck in case I can't win. By the time I hit that 7 resources, because then I could just wipe their space presence, and I don't have to use the ECL into that. I could still save that for my Vader unit. It's just, I don't know. Like I after playing with it, I actually think it's a better card than originally I thought, especially with everybody going space right now. Like everybody's like, screw Vader, we're gonna go space now, kill Vader, so Vader can't win. And now I have a tool to not have to play Vader anymore, and
I'm not going to locals anymore once the next set comes out. If you now have access to all these other tools to just wipe my board, I don't know what I'm gonna do.
Yeah, you just get more units out. You have to start playing hard aggro, Sam. That's what's gonna happen.
Cry.
Then you hit it with the hyperspace disaster, and then you play the eye. Still not in the same turn, but like it's just another like. It shores up decks that aren't very good in space, which is like a lot of the force decks, right? Just by nature being like a force deck. So that does help with things like that, and helps in the heavy aggro, and also like really helps control, because you're just like that. It doesn't even say non-leader. It's just destroy all the space units.
Yeah, when I realized that, I was like, you got to absolutely be kidding me. So like everything but a TIE Phantom and a Chewie, pretty much, right? Like, I don't think there's another card out there that we can't kill.
Like Shadowed Intentions, I guess.
Sure, nobody plays
that
there.
on something for the one person who's ever done that in their life.
Yeah. All right, my next one is Grand Moff Tarkin, and I'm going to preface this because it's not like I've been playing Yellow Palpatine, if you didn't know, and I added this into my Yellow Palpatine unit, and it works pretty well to steal space units. Again, I will caveat this by saying the play that I've been doing online, a lot of what I've been seeing, people are adding more space stuff. And this set, we're getting some cool space stuff that you want to steal. And so I've found Grand Moff Tarkin works pretty decently to steal their stuff if they can't kill him because they're more of a space deck. I now get whatever I want from them, and then I just pulp it. And it is. So I don't think he's like insanely amazing, but I'm actually pretty excited like for what he gets. He's an official, so he triggers my E or my EGRs or whatever you call them, the Royal Guards, and he works very well with that. And so like again, while Yellow Palp is a little bit different play style than normal Palps, I think this card helps us move that pendulum back to let's play Palp like he's supposed to be played, and not some weird Bobby Sapphire aggro style crap that we've been seeing.
I don't know, man. Paying 6 is a lot.
I can pay 5 for Treacherous, or Traitorous, so this is one more.
6 for Change of Heart and do it to anything.
No, yeah. Sure, but this they don't get back though. They don't get this back until you kill Tarkin. That's the difference. That's why I like it. Like I can take it, and it's like a capture card to some extent, except for I get to use that vehicle to swing in. How about this? It's very good anti Han tech, because Han has to swing into my stupid units now. Both Hans. So I don't know. I like it. I actually am pretty hyped. I've been playing that card a little bit more. Knowledge and Defense is my next one. If you didn't know, that's probably one of my absolute favorite cards of the set. Not just because of the artwork, because I'm not really a big fan of the artwork, but I do genuinely like this card. It's just like a different style Perilous Position, but it fits my play style of I would just rather have extra cards in my hand. So I get to spend a card to kill something to get a card in hand. And there's a lot of people playing 2 cost like units on turn 1, or 2 health units on turn 1. So it comes into play quite a bit. Obviously it works very well in Sintra or Deidre, because Deidre can do the damage, and you can clean it up with this thing. So I don't know. I like it. I actually really like that card a lot.
Yeah, the -2/-2s were always pretty good.
Yeah, and you get a free card out of it, so it's just like
it replaces itself.
Yeah, so it was a lot harder to not like that card. My next one is Cinta. I'm very, very high on Cinta. I only say that because you cannot play around her. So unless you play the Alaya, I think is how you say her name. Whatever her name is, the one
The
black.
4-cost villainy one.
Yeah, that's the only card that touches plot cards right now, and it's not neutral, by the way. So if you're not playing villainy, you don't get access to this card before Sintra comes out. I just think this card. I don't think this card is broken. Or we'll just start with that. I don't think this is a broken card, but I do think this is a very amazing card, and it has enabled way too much stuff and just won me games. So I don't know. I like that she's neutral, so it can go in villain decks too, which is really good. So
incredible for any deck that has a pilot.
Yep. Which I play a lot of those. So
because there's nothing they could do about it.
Yeah.
If they didn't already, other than killing all your units beforehand.
Yeah. I mean, playing her in Asajj is just like, here you go. I'm now putting my Asajj on a ship, doing the damage, getting the grit, sending in, like 11 damage into base. And then if you confiscate me, I don't really care because I still have my ship and Sintra on the ground for next turn. So I don't know. The last card I have is Trade Route Taxation, and that's because I'm a Vader player and I want it in Vader. So other than that, I don't know like who else is going to really use it. It will work against control decks. I will say that. Like if you are playing control, you have to pay attention to this if you're playing hard control. But I don't know. Outside of that, I like this in Vader because you can't confiscate my Vader. You can still Fang Fighter him. So there still is 3 cards in your deck that you can kill him with.
Whoa. Did you notice there's a 3/1 2-drop in red that just defeats an upgrade?
No.
Mm-hmm.
What's that one?
I don't remember the name offhand, but it's a 3/1 for 2 in red, neutral, that just defeats an upgrade. The Outer Rim Constable.
Okay. Well, there you go. So that sucks too.
More ways
So there's
around it.
six cards, but other than that, I really do like this card, and I think it's hilarious. Like it is, I think it's really good when you're playing against like other style mirror matches too. Like I don't know, like if that's what it was designed for, but I like it for the fact that I could play it, stop you from playing your OB, which is usually one of the big things that I hate, on other flip turns. So I don't know. I like it. I think it's good. I think even for 2 costs, it's still good to be able to play. So like it's not
agree.
If it was like
Annoying.
a 3-cost card, I would probably be a little bit less down on it, but for 2 cost, I think it's pretty good for what it can do. So those were my cards.
Annoying cards. I don't like most of them.
All right. We'll move on to JJ's. I have no idea what order his are in. So we'll just pick the first one is Darth Scion.
At least he chose one of like the 4 colors.
Yeah, he did one of every color. There you go.
Yep.
Though noticeably there's almost no hero cards in that. So just as an FYI. So his first choice was Darth Scion. My guess is because he could play him and pick him back up. That would be my guess. He is actually kind of annoying to play against, to be perfectly honest with you, because he's kind of like a Falcon a little bit, except for he doesn't come in ready, right? But I will say I saw somebody sneak attack him.
That's fun.
So somebody sneak attacked him, and because they had already defeated a couple of units, he gave him experience, and then they rammed him into a leader, killed the leader, and put him back in their hand, and didn't even have to deal with the when defeated from the sneak attack. And I was like, all right, I kind of like that card now. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And also the when defeated isn't like, if you had a couple experience, like you can play upgrades on him that just give him more power, and then he just comes back. Like you put like a fallen lightsaber in this guy, right?
Yes.
And then he'll pop it back up. So that's pretty nifty as well.
Yeah. So I think he's actually, for the legendary wise, I think he's actually pretty good legendary. And he'll be good once everything rotates, because like he'll be very powerful once things start rotating, unless the next set is like insanely powerful. I don't. The next card JJ had was Crucible. It's the 6 cost 5/5 Jedi vehicle transport. When played and when defeated, give an experience token to each other friendly ship. I will tell you, Invader, I like it.
I actually like this card a fair bit. If you're just playing like not even really go ride, but like like kind of just like mid range stuff, right? It's just you get it when played. You just like give all your units experience tokens, and that gets very annoying if you ever played against like an Obi-Wan deck where they keep like stacking experience on stuff, and you can just give it to everyone, and you get it when it dies.
Yeah, I saw a Pelp use it the other day and gave experience tokens to his units and then
And
killed it and then had more experience tokens. I was
Yep.
like, that's not how you play Pelp, damn it. But that's what he did. So I was like, okay. I mean, they were playing space against him, and he didn't have a way to get rid of his super laser tech, so he just like upgraded his super laser tech and was like swinging in for 4. So
you can just palp the super laser.
he had other stuff that Pelp. He didn't ever do that. I don't know.
It is also a unique unit, so if you play a second Crucible, you get 2 experience points.
Yes,
it's kind of neat.
The third card he chose was Screeching TIE Fighter. I actually agree with him. This feels a little bit more niche in what you want to play it in, but this is like just a pure upgrade for the regular TIE Fighter that we have. It's a 2/1, and it has an on-attack ability that gets rid of keywords. And I will tell you, it does that actually does work. If people don't kill that ship, it seriously, like, it gets rid of the restore, right? Like, I was like, oh, so it was funny. I was playing this in Vader now, and that's why he has this in here, is because JJ plays Vader too. And I kept doing it to their Yaddle. So they couldn't use their Yaddle to give all their other Force units the extra 1 restore.
Well, they can.
Well, he would
Yaddle
never
still gives them the restore, but Yaddle itself doesn't
get the restore. And Yaddle would never swing in. That's what they just kept claiming. Like, they would swing in with their other units and then just leave Yaddle up, and then they would claim ahead of me so that they could do it. And then they decided to kill this 2/1, which is just absolutely hilarious, because it's like, I don't care. It's just a 2/1 to me,
Yeah, that's kind of funny.
So I like it. I think it's actually, like, for what it is, I think it's a great card. And I will tell you, this card will be insane. I don't know where you have this in your sealed set, but this is...
Yeah, I mean, I have it as pretty good, because at the very worst is a 2/1 for 1.
Yeah, this card is going to be very good in pre-release. So if you have this, if you get 3 or 4 of these and you're playing Yellow Villain, do not feel bad. Just play this card. So... the last one he has is Punishing 1. It's a 5 cost red. It's the Underworld Vehicle Transport. This unit gets raid 1 for every damaged enemy unit. Thank God Django does not exist anymore. And then this is, when played on attack, you may deal 1 damage to a unit. I think it's fine. It's okay. Like,
yeah, it's a ping deck card.
I think it's expensive for what it does.
Yeah, I do agree with that a little bit too, but like, it does have its uses, like in CAD, right? Like, so in CAD, it works decently well in CAD.
Yeah, but you could play a Punishing 1, or you could play like Zuckuss.
I guess I play this in my double red Deidre deck. I have the 2 of these in there only just because I'm able to throw damage around. And people don't want you to draw cards, so like, weirdly, it kind of works in her deck a little bit more. Like, I have swung for 6 with this stupid thing, but I don't know. It's okay.
And it's still raid. It's not actual direct power, so it's like it's a little bit iffy.
Yeah. So, all right. Well, those are the cards that we are excited for coming up into the next set. So, pretty excited for the next set, obviously. So, all right. Well, why don't we do we have a few new deck lists. Why don't we do our deck list next, and then we'll round out the show with our pre-release guide, especially because everybody wants a pre-release guide. So I'll just put it at the end of the show, so you have to watch all the other, us talk about the other gibberish.
Yeah, that'll show our fans.
Yeah.
All right. So our set 6 deck list I thought I wanted to do this. I know this is like a very early test, or testing wise. And so but I thought it would be fun to kind of do this and talk through a little bit of like where our heads are at. I am not putting my Jabba or my new Chancellor Palpatine decks on here yet. We will do deck techs for those. I do have both of those, and I have been playing those actually quite a bit. So Sam will be very sad when he sees those are probably my main decks for the next like 3 weeks at locals. So, but I chose for my deck Sabay. I am not doing a sideboard, so I didn't even put a sideboard in there. So
I'm the only one that did.
Yeah. Nah. It's like,
at this point, I don't even have 50. I have more than 50 cards in this deck. So at this point, like that's like a whole other thing. So the deck I have is Sabay yellow. So basically, it's a kind of a double yellow. I am very sad I don't have DJ in anymore, because with this deck, it would be really good to have DJ and tech and do the little weird combo, but we don't get that. So I have 2 BD1s, 2 Wolfpack Escorts, 3 of the Hotshot Blasters, 3 Bravado Starfighters, 3-in-1 Starfighters, 3 New Adventure, which is, oh my gosh, like really silly in this deck.
Yeah, New Adventure is just kind of a really good card to begin with.
Yeah.
Especially with anything with 1 blades.
Yeah. And then I have 3 Breaking Ins, 3 Bodies, 3 Guerrilla Soldiers, 3 of the yellow Falcon that comes in ready, 2 of
The Rebel Propagandist.
2 of the Rogue Operatives, 2 Stolen AT Haulers, 2 Waylays, 3 Ahsokas, 3 Cunnings, 3 Cantina Bouncers, 2 Zuckuses, 2 Depas, 2 Hunters, 1 Final Showdown, which I know you can laugh all you want, Alex. You create crazy weird decks too. It has actually worked for me twice. So just saying.
And I got an Endless Legions off against a blue Grand Inquisitor deck.
There you go.
Doesn't
See?
mean that's going to happen every single time.
It's not going to. That's why it's a one-off in that deck.
Or why it should be in the deck.
It's in the deck. I'm going to leave it in the deck. I have a hyper foil of it, so I am 100% running that card in this deck. And then I have 2 Enthys Nest. And so the idea behind it is like everything has Saboteur for the most part, or Ambush. So you don't have to worry about Sentinels. You don't have to worry about shields. You can get Sabay's her ability off almost all the time. Because when she flips, she's a 4/6 or something like that. Oh, she's a 3/6 with raid 1, right? And so like she hits for the 4, and with Breaking In, she hits for 6. And then you get to peek at their hand and do all sorts of crazy stuff with it.
You get to Bazine them.
Yeah, you get to Bazine them. It's just nuts. Like if they let her live and she gets that off. I'm not as excited as I like the Qui-Gon, where I get to bring my Ahsoka card back, but like I think in this deck, like it works very well. I've actually played Ahsoka. The next turn, play Cantina Bouncer, pick my Ahsoka back up to play her the next turn, just to kind of be a dick.
Yeah, that's just mean.
Yeah. The same thing is like you have the when played, when defeated for the Rebel, whatever his name, propagandist. Well, he's only a 2/4. You get that ability and you can bring him back to your hand, and then like be able to play him again. That new adventure just allows all sorts of crazy stuff. So if they like kill whatever he's buffed and leave him on the table, you just pick him back up and play him again, and just go whatever.
You can also new adventure your opponent's cards. So if they have like, if someone plays like emergency powers on you and stacks up like 9, experience tokens, you just play a new adventure and tell them they're back down to their original size, but they get to play it for free.
Don't you start anti-emergency powers-ing over here. Come on. Give me my cool little 1-cost card.
Nope. Play Eye of a Downey. There you go, Sam. Join us on the control side. This is not a control deck, though, by the way. Like, this is actually... Though it does have elements of control it, because Tanner still can't help himself.
Well, I mean, by nature, double yellow kind of leans into that a little.
Mm-hmm. Why only 2 of the legendary Zuckuss when I feel like that'd be a really like very, very strong card for this deck?
It's okay. Like it is good, yes, but like at the same token, like you have to pay the 5 resources to put it down. Like my goal is to win by the time I hit Depa or Hunter, right? Like really, I want to be very close to winning. And when I get to the late game, if I have enough resources to play the Zuckuss, it works out fine. But if I don't have other units on the board and he's my only unit on the board, I usually lose. He usually gets killed. Then people know what he can. If people know what he does, they kill him. So
I feel like it's a little bit slow setup wise. You have to have like another unit that hits their base,
yeah,
right?
yes.
So it's like
that's why
then
he's
you
a
can
2
stack
of.
it and hope they don't draw anything or
Yeah.
whatever, or kill Zuckuss and then swing him Zuckuss for the extra 4 power, I believe.
Yes, it's crazy. It is good when he gets it off. It is very good.
It's one of the better uses for Zuckuss.
He's a force trait too. I guess we could try to fuck around with some force stuff to find out, but
Give him a lightsaber.
Did she and flurry him?
Yeah.
you could
Then
actually.
guess the
That
top card.
would be. I mean, I got Ahsoka's in there too, right? So I mean, I then would have 2 sets of targets. I'm not going to do that.
No.
I have Depa. Oh my god, I have Depa, but she already gets ambushed, so like I don't need to see him furry here.
Yeah, but then you don't take the 2 damage.
All right, fair enough. Fair enough. I'm not doing that. Stop it. Stop it.
I don't think you should.
So yeah, so really kind of like the Rogue Operative is the kind of like a bubble card. Like I don't know like if that's worth keeping. I hate the N1 Starfighter, but I don't know what else to put in there. And like that doesn't give them a bounty. BD1 is in there only for the Saboteur, but the Wolfpack actually lets you pick back up like your ground units. So I never thought of
Ahsoka back up.
You could pick Ahsoka, you could pick Bodhi up too. So like if you look at their hand and you know what's in it, what's coming, you can then claim and pick him back up with that wolf pack and then just like strip their hand again. So if you see they've got a bunch of events in their hand because they're playing control, that's just how you can negate that pretty easily. Like I will say I picked a Power of the Dark Side, and then I happened to have that 2 of those stupid wolf packs. So the first one I played, I picked him up and then was able to play him again and strip their vigilance. And then the next turn, they must have drawn into a super laser blast, and I stripped that.
Yep.
And then it was at that point they just conceded because they didn't have any good cards. So I don't know. I think I don't know if this is going to be like a meta deck per se, but like I like double yellow. If you didn't know, like if I'm going to play more aggro-ish, and this is enough control to satisfy the itch I get when I want to control things. So, and I have hyperspace cunning cards I like to play. So, I don't know.
Sure.
Anything else before we move on to the next deck?
Just a good deck. I love Sabe. Beautiful.
Sabe. Is that like sobe, like the drink with the little gecko on it?
That was like Sade.
I thought it was
That was-
sobe.
Both of those are before Sam's time.
Yeah, I have no idea what you guys are talking about, but
Oh, all right. I thought you did. All
Well, they
right.
discontinued that one at like the early aughts.
Yeah, they did. All right. Well, let's move on to the next deck. We have Alex's version of Han for Tarkin Town.
I'm not even
guarantee
sure
you
if
will
the
see.
Tarkin Town's that necessary, honestly.
And by the way, Han 4 showcases have gone up in price quite a bit. Like they're over $100 now. So
Yep.
right
I
after
should've-
I sold mine.
I should have bought yours, Sam, for the $50 you were selling it for, and then
Mhm.
I would have been
I
able to
traded to
sell it.
Rio. I traded mine for Rio.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, to Justin because he was going to do that whole podcast about never telling me the odds, and then didn't do anything about it. So I just got like super screwed by like $90.
Well, if you traded a
Anyways.
Rio for it, like
No, I traded my Han to him because his name
Oh.
was podcast never tell me the odds, and all he had to give me was a Rio.
I see.
It's the most one-sided showcase trade there is.
Would you still do that trade? I have a extra Rio.
Yeah, I would love to trade my Rio.
No, I want to trade my Rio for your Han 4 again.
You bought my Rio for like $20.
More than it's worth.
Yeah.
Anyways, Han, Tarkin Town. Again, I'm still debating if the Tarkin Town's really that necessary. But yeah, it's just good, odd costed space aggro. No surprise there. It's got triple A wings, and now I have to actually specify these are the ones literally just called A wing. The 2-1 raid 1 for 1. So it's A wing, 3 A wings, triple turncoat, the cartel turncoat, triple crackshot V wing, triple mining guild tie, triple public Y, triple punch it, triple C3PO, the white SOR one, triple Boshak, double the Death Space Skirmisher, triple disabling Fang Fighter. Going back and forth, I want 3 of those and 2 of the Death Space ones, or back and forth, depending on how many upgrades there are going to be. Triple the Yellow Falcon, triple Sanctioner Shuttle, triple Aggressive Negotiations, because you draw a lot of cards in this deck. Triple Outmaneuver, double the Wrong Side. That's the one where you can plot out and exhaust 2 of their resources. Double of the Sudden Ferocity. That's the 3-cost plot that you attach to your unit and give it +3/+0. Triple Han Pilot and triple the Mandalorian Pilot. Notably absent is the white Millennium Falcon. Had to cut something at some point.
Yeah, you also like there's no Poes in here either. Like that would like or Plo. Poe and Plo are both gone.
Yep. This is all purely space except for C3PO. But you get the additions of the A-Wings and also like aggressive negotiations, which is you don't usually run surprise strikes here, right? So like now you kind of get a surprise strike. I think the Wrong Side and the Sudden Ferocity are pretty good when Han flips. Especially on his turn where he just like rolls back his entire turn and gets more resources. Suddenly now if you throw him onto a Falcon, he's got an extra 3 attack. So that just like any 3 attack thing now is just like a 9 attack thing.
Are you not running Cassians just because you don't want to run the ground unit? Because otherwise, like
mostly, yeah.
Okay.
I have to cut something, right? So it ends up being like the slower peripheral things like Cassians and
I mean, to me,
Poes.
I don't know if I like that Mando.
Yeah, I cut the Mando pilots in mine for extra copies of Sudden Ferocity and the Wrong Ride, but I mean, I see how
that.
it's useful.
I don't have a lot of pilots. It's just Han, Mando, and Boshak.
That's fair.
So that was my thinking, is that I have 15 1-drop space units. I might as well start putting some pilots on them. That was my justification. Like, because I kept going back and forth if I want the Mandos or not. But like, if you're going against another person in space, that Mandalorian unit pilot's actually pretty nice.
Yeah, I don't know. Some of me wonders, like, I mean, I think it's like to test it. It's fine. We actually used to run. I used to run 2 Mandos in my on 4 originally, like back in set 4 when we first started crafting.
I cut those out, but I'm bringing them back in because I don't have other pilots.
Yeah. And I think, I think that's the thing is like, I would almost throw those onto it's a sideboard card and bring in, I don't know. I just don't know how to get away from like a pose. Like the Plo, I can understand. That's fine. Like the Plo is whatever. I mean,
yeah, this is faster. Right?
Yeah. You don't really need the Plo. But that Poe can be a closer, and like, it was super nice to be able to play Poe on Han's flip turn. But I guess if you're playing Sudden Ferocity and the Wrong Ride on your flip turn anyway, like maybe you don't.
And aggressive negotiations helps with the pump. It's just a faster deck.
Yeah.
Because you have more 1-drops. So you can actually do the double 1-drops and like into a third 1-drop and a pilot.
Yeah. And like, I am sold on dumping the other White Falcon. I think that card is slow in
it's fantastic if you stick a pilot on there, because there's just usually you can run away with the game. But I only got 9 pilots.
Yeah. Other than here, Han. I mean,
sure.
But yes, I can see what you mean. I like you brought Death Skirmishers back. That's hilarious. Everybody hated me when I played that card. People were like, "That's a stupid card. You should never play that in your deck." I was like, "I don't know.
I
It
need
worked out
something to
very
slow
well."
my opponent down, right? Like
Yeah.
that's my thought is, well, I have the outmaneuvers for any like ground aggro stuff, but if they have more things, or they like flip their leader or something, you just play the Death Squadron guy.
No, and I use it a lot in Vader, so I like it. I agree with you though. You don't have anything that really pings for the Tarkin town, so do you really
Right.
need it? Like, would you just be better off having that extra 5 health? Probably.
Initially, that's what I'm thinking. The Tarkin town would be better into other people running space, which is my main concern.
That's fair. It just seems it's just different because you don't have anything that pings, so you don't have a way of dumping that damage into it. Whereas like we were running Daring Raids before. Else were we running? We had 3 of Daring Raids. We had something else
Open
in there
fires,
that
too.
open fire. We had something else that ping. No, I wasn't running open fire. I was running Daring Raids, and then I had something else that pinged. I don't remember what we were playing that pinged, but I have to go back and look at my deck. So,
Yeah,
but I do like those stupid sudden ferocities. I think that was a mistake on their behalf. They should not have. What they did with that card is dirty because you can put it on anything.
And you can make it so there's 3 of them on your leader if you order it correctly, because you can play them, ready your resources, and then play the 2 other ones. Like,
No,
you would have to have all 3 in your
yes, but it still works.
resources because they did in the rules. They do have like if you replace like a plot or a smuggle card with like a plot card, you wouldn't be able to play the plot card. So you have to like separate it out.
Oh wait, they did make that justification. Oh, thank God.
Yeah, so if you replace like your plot card with another plot card, you can't play that particular one.
Thank God. We should do a whole video on that because people are gonna fuck that up. I guarantee it.
I also cannot actually play 3 Sudden Ferocities on Han because I only have 2 in the deck. But I get your point.
But how would you play 3 on 5 resources though? Right?
No, you're doing it on 6, but then you're paying 6 and then readying 3, doing another one. Then
I get that part. I got. I just.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
It's awful. Like I've had it happen to me several times today, and I'm just like, what do I do against that? That's a +12 buff.
Rivals Fall.
In yellow green. It's like, ugh.
What are you playing? Yellow green.
Han.
Oh. You play off aspect, no good to me.
Yeah,
I don't know what you do with Han because you have to. Now you play a Bright Hope and let them
just protect the pod. Doesn't give them extra health.
Yeah. All right, let's move on to Sam's list. Sam has a double green Wat Tambor with. Do you have your boy in here? Oh, yep, you have Chancellor Valorum in here.
Oh, of course I do. Yeah. Why else do you think I built a double green deck? Like it was just for him. But
all right, tell us about your deck.
So we got Wat Data Vault. We got 3 Colonel Yalarans, 3 Jar Jar Binks, 3 Major Partagas, 3 Masamadas, 3 Poggle the Lessers, 3 Seasoned Fleet Admirals, 3 of the Plot Palpatines, 3 Cobb Vanth, 3 Inspiring Senators, 3 Resupply, 3 of the other Masamadas, 3 Vice Admiral Rampart, 3 Command, 3 of the best card in this deck, Chancellor Valorum, 3 Clone Commander Cody's, 3, I think those Cartel Commandos. Yeah, and then 3 Overwhelming Barrage.
Cruel Commandos.
Cruel Commandos. Okay, that explains a lot better. 3 Craving Power, 3 Unity of Purpose, and 3 Director Krennic. And I will say, before I say anything else, almost every time I play this deck, unless I win before that, I get Director Krennic to work, and he usually does stick around for at least like a round or 2 before he is killed, by removal specifically. But I don't know, he's really good in this deck. So it's a lot of just you have some plot cards, but you don't need to play them as plot. You're killing a lot of your lower health units to begin with to play your bigger health stuff later, and Inspiring Senator's really good in this deck because it's a 3/3 for 3 that cost reduces and makes other things just.
What are you killing your low health units with? You just throwing them into the units?
Yeah.
Okay. Because there's not really exploit stuff, so that's why I ask.
And then like it just has a lot of those weird niche, really good green cards to start, like the Masamata. Okay, you're drawing cards if you want to go the Unity of Purpose route. Colonel Yularen if you need to heal. You got Seasoned Fleet Admiral depending on what deck it is. So it just you have a lot of different good cards to open with, and yeah, like then you get up to command. You're ramping more. You're ramping more. Whether you decide to go the Unity of Purpose route or the Krennic and just the Wat Tambor make big stuff big or make small stuff big route, it's just this is just a good deck overall, no matter what direction you take it. You can just do you have a lot of tools.
Well, I would
do have a
love to
watch
see how.
showcase.
I would love to see you get the Director Krennic awesome. Like, get
I'll
us some
start
pictures of
recording
that.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, that
Okay.
like that is like let's see, because if we can make Director Krennic worth it, especially like that is like your cost stop at 6, and then
Yeah.
it's just a 9. You're an aggro deck
Yeah.
with a 9 cost end game unit.
Yeah, I mean, I've gotten it to work at least 4 times today that I can remember. And it works, so I like it.
Because to me, it just seems like Unity of Purpose just wins you the game if you get that off in this deck.
If you get it off, yeah. I haven't actually I've played Unity of Purpose less than I have played Director Krennic. I'll say that.
Wow. All right.
That's not surprising, actually, because you don't go wide enough with different named units.
Yeah.
Because a lot of them are, I assume, a bunch of droids from Poggle and just random spies.
Yeah, and I mean, even without that, like you're trying to kill those droids and those spies, but if you can't and you kill something else and get a +2 buff, like all of your smaller units until you hit 3, like all of your 2 cost have 2 or less power. So if those die, great, you're just putting the buff on something else, you're attacking still getting that power in from somewhere. You're always getting damage in somewhere. And it's just good that it adds up over time, and it's a fun deck.
All right. Well, let's move on to the last deck that we have for tonight, and that is our JJ's Yellow Cassian deck. Alex, you want to go over the deck for us?
Yeah, new Cassian. So this appears to be a very straightforward Rebel synergy deck. So yeah, he's got the new Cassian. He's got triple of the Hotshot Blaster, double of Nemix Manifesto. That's the one where, well, I mean, I guess it gives your unit the Rebel trait, whatever, but like it gives you +1/+1, and when defeated, you deal 1 damage to each enemy base for each other friendly Rebel unit. So if you're spamming about a bunch of Rebel units, you can see why that'd be pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Especially if you heroic sacrifice him. Not that he has that in this deck. Triple of the Green Squadron A-Wings, triple of Karis Nemec, triple Red Sabine, triple Sneak Attack. That's another way of killing something, I guess, with Nemec's Manifesto. Triple Surprise Strike, triple Fighters for Freedom, triple Fleet Lieutenant, triple of Marva Andor, triple of the Rebellion Y-Wing. That is from the Battle of Hoth, actually. That's the 2/3 for 3 Y-Wings that on attack deal 1 damage to a base. You got triple Sabine's Masterpiece, triple Wing Leader, triple for a Cause I Believe In, triple Dodonna, triple K2, and triple of Saw's U-Wing. He does have a sideboard, but that's a little bit less relevant. Although he has the Valiant Commandos in there, and I like those a lot. The 3/3 for 3, when it does damage to the base, you can like sack them and deal another damage, or another couple damage, right?
Yeah, they're actually really good.
Yeah,
and I think in aggro they become better. So I don't know about those Y-Wing. I know he has the Y-Wings. He just loves Y-Wings, so that's why they're in there. I don't
want the Great Squadron ones.
I don't know about Cassian's mother, I guess. Marv.
I mean, when she dies, you can like sneak attack her in, I guess, if you really want to. I mean, a lot of it's just like build a board, swing with your rebels. Pretty straightforward,
Rebels do
right?
rebel things. It's just
I noticed
yellow Sabine.
there's no one-offs in here, so are you sure JJ's not like a robot suddenly and
He net decked.
he's not playing a bunch of ones.
There is a
one-offs.
possibility he net decked. I don't know. I doubt it though. I doubt it with some of the cards he has in here. So
yeah, no, I think it's a pretty solid like little aggro deck. I mean, obviously you want initiative with Cassian, right? So that's why you have things like the Fleet Lieutenants to just kind of speed up your attacks so you can claim earlier and ensure that you have the initiative.
yeah.
I don't know how this deck will hold up because it looks like it's built to be basically just a yellow Sabine. Like you're trying to throw all that damage in as fast as you can, but your leader comes out on 6 and you're playing Saw's U-Wing that also is a 6 cost and then attacks afterwards to get its real ability. So it's like you either close out with that final attack from Saw's U-Wing, hit that, and then hit your leader for that 10 damage splash on 7 resources, or you kind of like lose. Because it doesn't have Sabine's ping, it doesn't have the early leader flip, it doesn't have all of these other tools that deck does that makes it excel so well. So I guess I'll have to test it, but
it also only has 9 first turn plays.
Yeah, so it looks like you're gonna brick a lot. I don't know.
You could probably actually, I don't even know what I would cut. Probably the sneak attacks actually in the Y-Wings.
Sabine's masterpiece. Like I don't find myself in yellow red playing it as much as I do in red green because you don't get that experience. You get the ping and then maybe the exhaust the resource. It's like I don't love either of those, and he has no yellow turn 1 plays.
Yeah, the pings are nice, but that's about it.
Yeah,
I mean, there's a couple other things you could do, but keep it like the Rebel themed, right?
Yeah,
I think you put Sentas in this deck, right?
Yes, 1,000,000% yes.
Like I think you just do like that's what you do for your turn 6 when you bring your leader out that you should be winning by.
Agreed.
You deploy your leader and you swing in with him from Senta and win the game.
And Senta's Rebel, right?
And she's Rebel, yes. Yeah, she fits in the deck actually.
Out of aspect, Rebel Assaults wouldn't be awful.
Stop it, JJ.
Yellow Sabines have been doing that since set 2 or 3. I don't remember which, but I know that they have been, and it's been working. It's won games against me several times, but let me have my fun.
Okay, JJ. All right. Well, hopefully you find those decks entertaining. Test them out. Let us know in the comments what decks you're building. Also, let us know if you want us to cover certain decks. Like, do you want us to build a deck? We could do deck building challenges. Alex loves those when I force him to build a deck off of something you guys request. So, yeah, like we could do that, or give us a deck and we'll review it and tweak them. And I don't know. I like deck building a little bit. It's always very stressful when the set drops, though, because there's just so many things to test, and it's a lot harder for me to cut cards, obviously. If you came to our Twin Suns game, you would know that Tanner is the 120 card Twin Suns deck guy. So, yeah. All right. Well, let's move on to the last segment for tonight. We want to cover our pre-release guide. Alex has been kind enough to build one for us. I have duplicated it and added it to the Google Drive, and there will be a link in the description. You are 100% welcome to use it, and do not let anybody give you shit for using it at your pre-release. I won't lie and say I literally will bring it up on my phone and set my phone next to me while I'm building my deck, at least for the first couple of times. I just always do that. Huh?
Do you need to? We go over the cards so often. I thought you would have just had them down by now.
No. I like to win things, Sam, so sometimes I don't like to do things by the seat of my pants, so I don't know.
I only do things by the seat of my pants.
Exactly. No other way.
Except for when a PQ, that's not how you didn't do that by the seat of your pants.
Wow. I mean, I built the deck the night before.
Mm-hmm. All right, let's talk about our pre-release guide. Got our lovely Lando on the front cover here. All right, so Alex, why don't you explain? So we got to treat this like it's brand new. We've done this literally for 5 sets now. We've done this for every set but set 1. I think we did one for set 2, didn't we? No, maybe we did.
Remember?
We did one for set 3. I think. I don't think we
definitely
did,
for set 3.
I don't know if we did a set 2 one because Alex. I don't even know if you were into the game that heavily at that point. Because I think
it was in the game before it started.
Were you?
Yes.
Okay.
You guys were trying to play it, and I kept yelling at you because you guys were messing up the rules and playing wrong.
Oh, Oh, well, okay. I remember we played at Adepticon. I remember that, but that was about it. Like we didn't start the podcast until that June, I don't think, for the SWU stuff. So, but anyway, why don't you explain to us exactly kind of how you have everything mapped out, and then we'll go through each of the different sections.
Yeah, so I just threw things in the 3 very generic categories because obviously the ratios and what you pull are pretty important, right? So I can't just be like, yeah, well, this card is an A card, but only if it has this, this, and this, or this card is garbage. Unless you have like 6 of them, then you're fine, right? So it's in 3 categories. It's probably good, probably okay, and probably bad. Well, except for one category, but I'll get to that one.
We'll get to that one.
That one was funny. That was me having a goof. So yeah, no. Right now, we have the leaders up. There's a little box next to them, common and rare leaders, or the starter pack ones that you'll get, the spotlight ones that you'll get in your pre-release kits. But that won't necessarily be true if you're trying to just do pre-release events afterwards, because you won't have a pre-release kit with those cards in there. Unless you pull a showcase, you ain't playing them. So for the probably good, I have Java. I mean, like doing free damage-ish. Solid leader, Satine, because Restore 4 on a leader is disgusting, especially in limited. Yularen, because double attacking in limited is generally pretty good, and there's not a lot of control in limited, so you actually will have units to get his ability off. On Mothma, because she expands your card pool immensely by having not paying the aspect leaders for the officials, so you can run a lot better cards, higher density of more interesting things, and probably a lot more officials themselves. Deidre, because, I mean, card draw or damage is disgusting. Cassian, because he's just really hard to out, and also swinging with your units and not being able to reciprocate attacks, very hard for sealed pools to deal with. Ooh, man, did not spell Lutheran right there. Luthen. Just because he's pretty fast, right? And if you actually trade your units and you progress toward an endgame state where there's not a lot of healing. Padme, because Disclose and Pings are probably really good. And then Sabe, because you are actually milling a 30 card deck, so that will come into play a little bit more. And also just like making their deck, their draws worse in a deck where not all their cards are fantastic. Right.
It's annoying. How about this? It's going to be super annoying in sealed environment.
Well, yeah,
I can hear the arguments coming ahead of time.
It seems, and these are all like, Roth equivalents. It's not like I have. I mean, I just did them by color, right? So it's not like I think Java's the best out of all those leaders. It's more just like,
yep,
they're all in one category. What I have next is probably okay is Palpatine. It kind of depends on a lot of the plot cards you get and how strong they are. Leia, just because getting experience in a limited card pool is pretty good, and you'll be playing a lot more cards that aren't like blue hero. You're going to be playing a lot more just like straight blue cards, so you actually get the ability off more. Dryden, if you see one of those little asterisks, that means I kind of like think they're right between those levels. So I think Dryden would be a lot better if you have a lot more 6-cost cards that you can dump and ambush, because ambush is very strong. If you don't, he's probably just okay. His flip turn's pretty good though. Governor Price seems again like super average. If you have a lot of token generation, great. If you don't, okay. And then C-3PO, because exhausting your opponent's units can be pretty good in a format where they will have probably one good unit and 2 bad ones. For probably bad, I have Lama Su, because I don't think there's enough particularly impactful upgrades to justify using him. Bale, because you're just tearing your hand apart and there's not like smuggle in this set, so you're not going to run a whole deck of nothing but plots and Bale. Slymore is kind of an asterisk, because in sealed you can have like a lot more units that are out there that aren't dead, so you can exhaust and like more likely to be exhausted, so you can create spy tokens. This looks a little bit iffy. And then like DJ's like the worst leader for sealed ever because he can't play hero or villain units, and that's the good ones in the card pool.
Yeah, he's the one that makes 0 sense, right? Like,
Yeah, he's the absolute like basically unplayable, and the only like double yellow card you get is like his ship, which I think is also rare, like the Libertine. Like it's
Why is he common?
he might be rare. I don't remember exactly.
It just doesn't make sense.
I mean, I will say, you know, in sealed, we tend to get less of the colored
DJ's rare. My bad.
Okay. Yeah, I was gonna say I don't think we're gonna see DJ, but you're gonna you do get more like yellow and blue and green type cards that are neutral, but usually your bigger bomb type things or cards that are really impactful are gonna be hero or villain.
Yeah, like the good cards are the double aspect ones, and not the double aspect that DJ has. It's more like this is my really good green hero card, or yellow hero card, or yellow villainy card, and I can't put them in a DJ deck justifiably. Would recommend never playing DJ for sealed. And then the next one I have is just like the special cards. You should only get those in like your hyperspace or foil slots because they are the spotlight ones from the decks. I am the Senate is the only one that I think is not particularly great. I'm not sure if paying 6 for 5 spies is worth it in a limited environment when like the other 6 drops are probably better. And then the only probably okay one I have is like Anakin, and that's a little bit of an abstract. You are going to have a Padme, right, in every pre-release that you go to, and he's really, really good in that. If you're not playing Padme, then he's like fine,
Right, because he doesn't get the raid and
right? So it's just like he's decently
okay.
statted. He's just that's why he's an okay. But I think the Chancellor Shuttle's pretty solid because like there's not a lot of crazy space, and also having 3 health and restore 1's pretty nice. I think Headbane is a lot more relevant in limited than constructed, even though I don't think he's super bad. The Corrupt Politician, I think, is just it was a 2/2 for 1 already, and then you might get a Sentinel out of it. I think Ahsoka's pretty neat. Typho we already spoke about, and then the Furtive Headmaiden is also a 2/2 for 1, and that's pretty good.
And she's actually really good in because she could tutor your hand for you. So
yeah, that's a little bit kind of weird in a sealed thing because you do have 30 cards.
Sure. I like it
and
though.
You might not be digging for something better.
True.
But I think it's not a relevant ability at all. I just think it's in sealed is a little bit less good than constructed.
All right. What about
But
the
legendaries?
legendaries?
Like if you just got a bunch of garbage ones, you can draw a new one.
Well, that's why I like her, because in the Spotlight deck, I actually played it in the Spotlight deck specifically, and I was like, oh, I can get rid of this crappy I am the Senate card or whatever. I don't know. It wasn't I am the Senate, but
right.
Whatever card I had that I did not like, I just get rid of that card.
Actually, if we just want to talk about the leaders for a little bit, Sam, are these super out of whack, or do you see my logic with these?
I agree for the most part. I think Sly is going to overperform. I think Price is going to underperform. Mon Mothma is most likely going to underperform, depending on what you pull. There's a lot of officials, but you can't use any of the villainy ones, and there's a lot of villainy. You can't use... I mean, you're already taking everything you can in green, so it's not like you're just picking and choosing. You're kind of just taking most of what you're getting in green.
But you can get Valorum for normal cost.
True. I think Yularen is going to be great. I think Satine is either going to be one of the best or like one of the worst, depending on what you get. I don't know. It really, a lot of these leaders depend on the pool, and I feel like this is one of the sets that's really been the most pool dependent, more than a lot of the other ones. Like Jump to Lightspeed, you have all these different things you can do. You have all these pilot leaders. You have all of these leaders with like good actions. Legends of the Force, you have Snoke, where you don't even need the Force. You have Obi-Wan, that's just insanely good. You have Talzin. Like, it's
and those were the 3 that were good.
I mean, a lot of other leaders did do pretty well, but those were like the big three. And in this set, it's really like we don't know if it's Jabba. We don't know if you're staying alive for Cassian. Luthen seems great, but you need to kill all of your own units to get that to happen, and you need to kill your own units rather than them killing you. Like Padme's going to be great. Sabe's going to be probably good. I can only imagine she's going to be good because you're discarding cards that they aren't going to get on top of cards that they might not know how to use entirely yet. So I don't know. I think everything leader wise is super up in the air, more so than card wise is up in the air.
And then it'd be funny just to give them the cards with the most text boxes.
Yeah, just take away all the stuff that's just basic, no text. You have to on attack do blah blah blah. All right, well figure it out. How are you going to use this?
Yeah, see, I think I'm a little bit higher on Leia than you are. I actually think Leia's probably a lot better in
I give
sealed.
her an okay plus.
Yeah, like I think she's like the one that will overperform personally.
She's the Ahsoka from last set of this set.
Yeah, or the Maul. So
See, Ahsoka and Maul were good.
yeah. But I will, I was kind of down on Snoke, and then Snoke did decent, and I think he performed, in my opinion, less than he should have. But like everybody else had really good success with Snoke. I'm not sold on Mon Mothma either. I guess I'd have to go back through and look, double check.
I mean,
but
just the ability to play ones out of aspect makes your pool better.
Yeah.
You could build them. It's easier to deck build around her. Yes. I think Deidre and Yularen and Satine and Sabé are like the top of the top. Like they are going to just be
Why
very.
Satine? Because she's damaging your own base.
That restore 4 is insane.
4 is huge.
And she has an 8 butt, and you don't have a way. The only card
That's
you can
secretly
play.
why Rey is good is the restore 3, not the experience tokens.
Yeah,
Sure.
You cannot. There's only one card in this set that can kill her. That's not a unit.
That's retaliation, right?
Yes. That's it.
Okay.
And if you have a Sentinel down, I don't even care. Like, I'm just going to restore my 4, and now you can't kill her still. So you have to kill her to get that restore 4 off the table. And you have to use 8, something that can do 8 damage through all your units. And then hope I don't have anything else. I genuinely think she's good. I mean, and I think she's going to be good in green and seal. I would heavily play her if I have a decent green play. If I have Captain Typhoonus, more than one of those guys. If I have Mary Typhoid, there you go. I'm going to call him Captain Typhoid.
Where's the bingo card when we need it? Because
I have one.
saying all these things is just absurd.
I'm just saying, like that card with her is horrifically, insanely good. He just sits there as a Sentinel. You heal damage off him and just put it on your base.
Sure, yeah, he's amazing.
And then he also heals your base.
And then he heals your base.
But thank God he's a spotlight card, because you're not going to see a lot of them, hopefully.
Yeah.
Anyway,
my triple play set of hyperfoils.
I like the Satine piece of it. I just feel like really good about the Satine piece. And again, it's just like coming from a world where there is a little bit more control in this set than we've seen before. And the fact that there is a little bit more restore in this set, well, I'm going to have more restore options at my beck and call. I could be wrong, but I will tell you, remember when we did our chaos draft and I drafted Rey and like for the most part had no issues? Like
I was not there for that.
Okay. Well, I drafted Rey and like we did a chaos draft and there was enough cards that worked with Rey to just pretty much make a decent like semi-OP deck. Which is not good.
I went undefeated in 2 sealed leagues with Rey.
Yeah.
Rey's just like one of the best cards for leaders for sealed just ever. It is because of the restore 3.
Yeah.
But it's not like I don't know. I feel like, are you using her ability like at all, except for healing your sentinels? Like,
Healing your sentinels.
Or I'm healing sentinels, or I'm healing something that I.
Situational thing.
Yeah, if there's something where you're attacking into my units instead of my base, I just move the damage so I can keep my units alive. You know.
yeah, I just feel like the hurting your base in sealed, and if your leader does die,
If
like
your
that's
leader,
just
then you're
insanely
just
harmful.
sure, but
I mean, you're not using use it 3 times before your leader flip at most. If you use it like every turn,
Sure, but
like,
then
you can't restore something that's not on your base, right? Like I'd much rather when I play Ray, I'd much rather have the damage on my base than on my units, because then I can just restore the stuff off the base and my units are still alive. If you start killing all my units, things kind of get a little bit iffy. But if I have a thing that like, oh, it's harder to kill my units, and I'm putting the damage on base that I'm going to restore, it's like a double win.
yeah, I still stand by I think she's either going to be the best or okay. Like, I feel like she could definitely overperform. I feel like by what you guys are saying, like, yeah, restore 408, great. But
yeah,
like, if you draw a bunch of weenies and not a whole lot, like, if you just, I don't know. I guess I'll have to see how it goes. I haven't done sealed of this set yet. That's all.
yeah. I will also say I feel Cassian should belong in the probably okay, if I'm being honest.
Yeah.
It's hard to out, and it's mostly like the when your units attack, and then they can't get back into them. Like that's really big in limited format.
If they are units that have more health than the ones they're killing, but if they're just going to base, I can just go to base 2, and now it's just a race, and you better hope that you can outrace me. And without some of the race cards that we have in Premiere, I don't know if there's enough race card. Again, if you get like Sensas, okay, just if I get Sensas, I'll play Cassian. Like it won't even be a question, you know.
She's
like,
uncommon.
Yeah, I know. So like I think like on that case, like sure. But if I get one Sensa, I'm not playing Cassian. Like it's gotta be a couple of different Sensas. I gotta have a little bit higher probability to draw her. Like at least
your
2.
leader also swings for 6, which is really high.
I mean, I guess in that defense, you're playing Cinta immediately claiming, and then you represent 11 damage on the base with an unkillable leader. Like that's just kind of nutty because you play it immediately action cheating, then just immediately claim. Like that working together is just brutal if you pull it off. But of course, you have to draw the 1 or 2 that you pull.
Yeah,
at some point during the game because it's a block guard.
Yeah.
So I'm not as I think Cassian is. I think you have him a little higher personally, but we'll see. I guess like I'm not opposed to playing Cassian. I will say I don't think C3PO will be okay. I think C3PO is probably worse in sealed.
Hey man, if they drop bombs, exhausting their bomb is really, really strong.
It
Flip turn
is.
useless, but like it is like literally just exhausting their just biggest thing is the most important part of that.
But
that
you
is
need
what
to
makes
have
them
your
better than
exhausted
bad.
unit.
You have to have an exhausted unit. So if you can't claim go into the next turn and then like exhaust something, like
Sure.
it's okay. Like I said, I
That's
don't
why
know.
he's in the okay category.
Like I don't know. Let's move on off of leaders. Let's talk a little bit about legendaries. I think.
Yeah, there's not a lot of like build your deck around this particular legendary. Maybe with 1 or 2 of them, but like, so this is more like, hey, if you got a legendary, don't
include it, which I think we know. You know to do it, right? You know, but there's a few of them.
Well, yeah, I mean, there's some of them you just don't want to do. So this is more like, hey, I got this legendary. Is it worth building around this color kind of thing?
If I get confidence in victory and I win a game because of it, you owe me something.
I mean,
you owe
I'm
me.
sorry, you won a game with a bad card. Like, oh well, it happens.
Do you know the odds you have of having that happen?
I don't. I don't think it's 1 in a million because I can't play that card together. So
yeah. So spoilers for the probably bad category. Yeah, confidence of victories in there.
Yeah.
That's kind of silly to do in sealed. Kylo Ren's command shuttle. I also put in here because I don't think that's worth playing, especially if your whole deck is not a bunch of sentinels because you're playing sealed. I got the Vutun Pala in there because there's not like a ton of droid
Yeah.
like generation. And I have less talk as like probably bad, but like plus where it's like, hey, if you have a board and you capture a bunch of their stuff, that is enough of a momentum swing to like possibly win you a game. But it's not that great of a card.
Yeah.
For the probably okay, you have Krennic in there.
Yeah.
So there you go. That's for Sam. We'll give you that.
Yeah, sorry. So like yeah, Krennic just because he is a bomb and he's a little bit hard to out because there's not like it. There's more removal than Legends of the Force, but it's not like an insane amount of removal. And he's a pretty annoying bomb. I have Vigil on here, and that's just because like reducing 1 damage to your friendly units and forcing them to go into the Vigil ship is pretty annoying. It seems okay. Chopper is a little bit higher. It's probably okay plus because like it is a 4/1, but it does not a lot. I haven't even.
I don't know. I think Chopper is definitely a probably good.
Yeah, and you go play against Padme and cry.
Yes, that is the one exception. Is the one ping leader we have this set. I agree.
It's just like both of you have to discard a card. I mean, you do 4 damage, which is pretty nice, but that's why it's between okay and good.
Sure.
Neox Manifesto because there's rebels, but not like an insane amount to just play like you build your deck around that legendary.
Yeah.
And Sonara Stan is actually like a pretty decent bomb, so I have her between okay and good. 7/7 for 7 hidden is okay. Her ability is probably not crazy relevant, but it is like a good bomb. I have the probably good. I have Darth Scion just because things tend to die a little bit more in sealed. And he could just be kind of annoying, right? He could be like a 6/6 for 5, which is historically really good. Cassian just because he's pretty annoying to out. I like Lando because like healing 6 is huge in a sealed environment, even if they have to like capture one of your dudes, whatever. Queen Amidala because like it's just really, really annoying and hard to out and gives you more board stuff. The Figure of Unity, it is really good on your leader. Because it just like buffs everything else, and it's not like a particularly terrible buff. I mean, like 2/2 for 3 is fine, but also raid 1, restore 1, overwhelm is pretty nice for wide boards. Dryden Voss because he could just win games on his own. Darth Treya because getting back your leader ability I think is really good. Thrawn because he's just a ridiculous bomb in sealed, probably the best bomb. Obi-Wan because you can play your opponent's cards, and that's far more relevant in sealed than it would be in competitive. The Lightmaker actually a little bit surprising, I think, to some people. But I think it's really good in a sealed environment as a 3/4 for 5 raid 4 unit. Because you tend to live a little bit longer, not a lot of space in sealed, and then swinging for 7 is kind of silly, and then also when it dies, you can exhaust their entire arena. Each enemy, so
yeah, so they can't kill it right away. They have to let you swing in with it,
right,
and then kill it at the end of the turn, so you get the extra damage.
Yeah, and 7 is a lot at 5. And then I have Nihilus. Yes, he can hit your own stuff, but also if he just kills a unit, he starts getting bigger, and he can kind of just get out of control with a 6/6 for 7 that can potentially destroy one of their units when it's just played, and then go to a 7/7.
Yeah.
And also the card's really cool.
Yeah, I would definitely play that card. I'd say the only thing I think is different is the Krennic is. I think Krennic is good. If I get Krennic, I would immediately play. Like if he's the only green villain card I have that works, I wouldn't play that. But for the most part, I'm probably okay playing that
Yeah,
card.
I mean, if you drop a Krennic on your opponent, it's probably game over.
Yeah.
He is just a pain.
Unless they play Confidence and Victory next turn on me, because I have no space units now. And then I don't get to play a space unit, and then I lose because of that. Gotcha.
You did it.
I gotcha, baby. You spent all your resources on Tractor Credit.
Yeah, and you didn't. Yeah, and you cheated by not playing like Consolidation of Power at the very beginning of the first action.
Yeah, I think the big thing is Thrawn, right? Like I think Thrawn is almost in a category of his own. Like I also am a lot higher on Figure of Unity than I was when they revealed that card. At least in Sealed, I've been playing around with it a little bit, and I genuinely think that card in Sealed is actually pretty good because you do get, you know, your one-off like uniques and stuff like that. So even if you don't put it on your leader,
yeah,
there's a lot of other cards you can put it on that because they're unique. There's more unique units than we've seen before. And then, you know, I agree with you with Lightmaker. Actually, that card, it's a consideration to be putting in my Sabay deck. Actually,
interesting.
I started testing a little bit of that, but anyway, and I also think Lando is off the charts amazing. Like I think
Heal 6 is wild.
Yeah, I just think Lando and Thrawn should just kind of be moved over to the side, at least in Sealed, and just say these are the if you get these are worth building around. And like if I get Lando, I just want to play Satine. That's who I want to play. Just give me Satine. Let me play Satine and Lando together.
Almost makes me want to play DJ.
Almost.
Because it is silly in DJ.
So anyway, anything else on legendaries, or we move on to rares? I think
we'll just move on to rares here.
You want to do your one-off category that made my whole screen smaller because of your one stupid category?
You could have shoved it below probably bad if you really cared enough. So yes, under rares, I have probably good, probably okay, probably bad, and then 1 in a million tier. And no surprise, 1 in a million goes in the 1 in a million tier. If you do it, congratulations. I would never play this card in a deck.
He says this now, and then like it's going to be the Alex's secret tech card later. He's going to figure out how to break it. And then we're going to all be like, wait, you said this card was trash. Why are we playing this? And then
listen, size matters not. Sets your base stats to 5/5. When I just deploy my Ray leader, automatically I kill that with 1 in a million. Easy.
There you go.
Sure.
All right. Anyway.
Yeah. So I got for probably bad. I have Exiled from the Force. Double aspect cards are pretty hard to do, and all it does is gives you grit, which isn't terrible, but not great. The escape pod, because honestly, there's not enough like super destruction things like board wipes to really justify capturing one of your own units to play later. I have hyperspace disaster and probably bad plus, just because there's simply not like an insane amount of spaceships. It's not a bad card to play. Like I guess if I had it, I would include it. I just don't think that it's like it's definitely a bubble card that you can cut because 7 resources is pretty high to kill probably like 2 ships.
Yeah.
Got the yeah. I mean like the Naboo Royal Starfighter. Let's see. Each friendly leader gets raid 2 and overwhelm. Yeah, sure. Okay, yeah, not great. Dismantle the conspiracy. It's just a little bit. It's like the event card that is kind of like Cad Bane, where you just like capture things that have a total of 7 or less health. Combined, it's okay. It's just really expensive, and also you need a unit out that's like
not good to
capture things. Yeah. A chance of Valorum, because playing double aspects is pretty rough, and I don't think he's worth playing out of aspect.
Unless you're playing my Mothma. There you go.
Right. You got Orn Frita, which is actually my least favorite Star Wars name that I've ever heard in my life. There are like a little bit of laws, more than you'd expect, but not worth it for 0-4, honestly. And then I got a Mirage Centel. That's the damaged one.
Yep.
Right, where if you're attacking a damaged unit, you get overwhelmed, and then when play you do 3 damage to an undamaged unit, her stats just aren't that impactful. And the 3 damage to an undamaged unit isn't nearly as impactful. But it is, bad plus. One way out is the heroic card. Sorry, I'm also like trying to remember these as well. You get to attack with a unit, it gets +1 and overwhelm. And you blank their ability if you attack them. So really good if you're attacking like a Cassian leader. But that's like a +1 and overwhelm's probably not worth the 1 resource you're paying for it. Then I got Chairman Papanoida. Again, double aspects are really rough. And up next, kind of controversial. Good thing JJ's not here. Is the punishing one. I don't think there's enough. I just don't think the stats are worth it for what you're doing. You do tend to have a little bit more like units, and they're probably damaged, but I don't think that's an impactful enough 5 resource play. Then I got Grand Moff Tarkin. I know Tanner hates that, but I don't think it's particularly relevant in the sealed pool.
I don't think so either. I would not play it in sealed unless I knew everybody was playing a bunch of ships.
Yeah. I got next is Libertine. Again, double aspect, and also like not good unless you're playing DJ specifically. Special modifications requires a transport to use, and it just gives you +1/+3, and then you get a. Okay, it doesn't require a transport, but it does require a transport if you want the spy token. Gives you +1/+3. It's fine, whatever. Evil is everywhere. You have to have a villainy, a whole bunch of villainy units to defeat a unit whose cost is less than that. So generally not a lot of impact. And then moral authority, which is gives you +2/+0 for 3. You attach it to a unique unit, and it captures an enemy non-leader unit with less HP than it. So it's not that impactful, and it's also unique locked. So probably not good.
Yeah, in sealed we play a lot less unique characters. Though this has more than we've seen before. So.
Yes, but also like you have to capture something who's like
yes, less health.
Has less health than you, right? So like you're not capturing their big stuff, which is generally what you want to use your capturing things for. Yeah. So probably okay. Actually, probably okay. Plus, I have Galen Urso. Mostly just because you could just blank whatever your opponent has out there. Like his, like calling it for the entire deck's probably less relevant, but more it's like, oh, this giant, they have Captain Typho out and he's really annoying. I'm going to blank his ability so I can actually get past him or something like that, right?
Yes. I actually think he's really good, but you have to know the set.
Good. Just not as good in a limited environment. I think he's pretty good and constructed. And then I have a Major Partigraz. People are building around him for some Wat Tambor stuff, but he's fine. The 0/6 overwhelm +2/+2 when your officials swing. You need officials. Like you need to build an engine with them in there. Vice Admiral Rampart, I think just 3 aspects is a little bit steep for a limited. And it has to be other units, official. And he's a 3/6 for 4, yeah. So he's fine, but not that great. There's your trade route.
I say he's okay. I will retract a little bit. If you have spy generation cards and you are able to generate spies more often, then he's better.
Partigraz is, yeah.
Yes, Partigraz is, yes.
Yeah. Like I said, you need like an engine around him.
Yeah, so
he's a lot better.
Like, and that's the same thing. Like the Vice Admiral Rampart is the same thing. If you have like spy tokens, they're officials, so like you can give them the experience.
Well, Rampart doesn't require official.
I thought he did.
No, you have to disclose green villainy, and that's the issue. It's like, well, you're doing three aspects. You're not necessarily running all villainies and stuff in your deck, and it has to be up to 2 other units, so he can't buff himself, and he's a 3/6 for 4, which is okay. It's just that's why it's in the okay category. The trade route taxation, a lot less impactful in a limited environment. There are some really nice events, but also they might not even just be planning on playing an event that turn because they might not even draw on it, right? But it's an okay plus. Like it's right in line. And the next one up is Arhinda Price. That's the when defeated, you may defeat another friendly unit and do 4 damage to their base. You don't want to neg yourself like that in a limited environment.
Sure.
But it's still 4 damage, and
if
can
you're
be very relevant.
creating spy tokens,
Yeah.
it's a little, again, it's if you're able to either go wide or create spy tokens, it works very well.
Yeah, it's better. But like you're not necessarily guaranteeing that, which is why she's okay. I got the Fulminatrix.
Fulminatrix?
Yeah, whatever that thing is. It's the planetary bombardment ship is what that is. It's just a giant bomb. It's a 9/7 for 8. But when played, you can deal 4 to a ground unit, and on attack, you can do 4 to a ground unit. So it can close games out pretty fast if you manage to get up to it.
Yeah, you have to get there.
That's why it's okay. And then I actually have the elite squad here as well. I think they're a little bit underrated, honestly. I like these things. 6/8 for 8, a little bit steep, but it's got grit. And then when played, and then when damage is dealt to them, you could do 2 damage to another unique unit, which isn't irrelevant. But if you start slamming him into things, then you build up his grit. Then he's like a massive threat, and also like you can kill other things. So I think they're pretty cool. See, up next, and yellow is fully armed and operational, and I am blanking on what that one is. Oh my god. Fully armed and operational.
I'll look
up. That's the villainy one. Sorry. It's the yellow villainy. If your opponent attacked your base during their previous action this phase, play a unit from your hand and give it ambush. And it's got plot. So, like, you can surprise them with it, and ambushing things that don't have ambush is always very strong, but it seems okay. Up next is Taladurith. That's the 3/3 for 3. Each other friendly unit gains hidden. And she has plot. It's a nice tempo play, but that's about it. Then I have the Mandalorian up next in OK+. He's a 6/8 ambush, and that's like for 8. That's the main reason. He's a 6 ambush. And when he attacks and defeats a unit, you may choose an enemy unit, and you capture it. So, like, if you kill a bunch of 0/2 spy tokens, you can just start capturing a whole bunch of their really good units.
Yep.
Implicate is like it's okay. I'm trying to.
It's the one where it's a sentinel, and if you you get to give something sentinel, and then when it's attacked.
Yeah,
you get to give it
a
spy token. Yes, I actually think that's a good card in sealed.
You just have to have a unit that's gonna eat more than 1 attack, or else it's like you're paying 2 for a spy token and reducing 1 attack. Yes, and then Restore Freedom is the last one that I have in OK, and that's play a unit from your hand. It costs 1 less for each heroic aspect. So you need a board full of heroic aspects to even get value out of it, and it already costs 2. So like you need 3 heroics, and that's. I'm not going to go super in depth in the probably good ones. I just wanted to explain like why the other ones are probably not that great. So for probably good, I have Newt Gunray, Condemn, Emergency Powers, Captain Rex, Bo-Katan, the Eye of Aldani, Chancellor Palpatine, First Light, Mon Mothma, Cyril Karn, Karis Nemec, Lutheran's Hallcraft, Alexander Callis, Zeton Moj, Saws U-Wing, Toppled the Sonnet, Grievous, Arrest, Blue Ace, Stolen, Starpath Unit, and the Ebon Hawk.
Yeah, and I was going to say, I think out of all of these, like, I think Chancellor Palpatine is super freaking good. And I guess maybe we just say anything that has plot on it right here that's in this category is good. There you go. That's the answer. Is anything with plot in this good category is just play it, you know.
It's a lot more flexible because it's like a safe resource that you can do for your leader.
Yep, and like Palpatine is just super good in every deck when your leader flips because it creates 2 Sentinels, and it doesn't do anything back. I get it, but it's 2 Sentinels that stop Palpatine or stop you from killing Palpatine unless you hold 5 resources for retaliation. So, and if you're holding 5 resources to begin with, and I swing with something else, and then you pass, I know you've got retaliation, and I'm not swinging with Palpatine, I guess. Yeah, I'd say the other one, like, I think Mon Mothma is okay. She's a little high costed for what she does, though. Like, I feel like she might be in the other category.
She's got Restore 3 as well.
No, all right. Yeah,
she gets you right back into the game.
And, you know, I think Topple the Summit is also going to be a little bit harder, I think, for people to get off on the plot side, just because people don't always have damage units. So usually we're fully trading units. We're typically, but it might be a little different with spy tokens right now, because spy tokens only do the 2 damage and yada, yada, yada. But other than that, I think this list is solid. Like, I think if you get, like, the Eye of Alderani, or you get Palpatine, or you get a new Gunray, I think you play around those, like, or you build around those. Like, I think those start to force your deck into that that thing. If you get Cyril Karn and Deidre, you have to play them together, though. Just so you know, like, if you get Cyril Karn and you don't play a Deidre deck, then I don't know what you're doing. All right.
Yeah, it is kind of weird how, like, little I think green is. Just kind of across the board. Like, most of these, like, green tends to lean more towards the okay and bad. I think that's an interesting takeaway. Because, like, last set, like, yellow was, like, really rough and limited.
Yeah.
And now it seems like, and there's a lot of really good green stuff, but it seems like they're just, like, slightly below what I want, or more like my secondary aspect where I mainly have, like, blue or red. So,
I personally, there's only one change I would make, and that is swap the Mandalorian and Punishing One. Because Punishing One, if you let it live, over time it's going to rack up all those damages. You're not going to kill those units. You're going to get a crap ton of Raid 1. And the Mandalorian for an 8 cost, 6/8 ambush capture stuff, that's great. But I have only done, I think, a total of 3 games in pre-release events that have gone to 8 resources.
Really?
Yes.
A lot of mine go to, like, 8 or more.
Okay, then maybe that's just, like, how mine go and, like, a lack of experience, so I don't find myself playing those. Same with, like, the Bo-Katan unit. If your games go faster, you're just, like, holding on to that. You're like, all right, I'm ready. Let's do it.
And if you drop Bo-Katan, you blank their entire turn, functionally.
True. But isn't that a 9 cost?
It is.
Yeah, so it's like...
Yeah, Alex is the only one going to 9 cost. Yeah. The rest of us are like, yeah, whatever. We'll be done at 5.
Yeah. That's another reason why I'm lower on Cassian, is because you need him on 6. And unless you have a way to immediately action cheat on 6 with, like, Cinta, it gets to be a little harder and it mucks it up a little bit. But I don't know. That's just me.
Yeah, like, I don't think I've ever played a game of, like, Sealed. Maybe very rarely, where I haven't, like, deployed my leader and had, like, meaningful turns with them.
Sure.
So,
yeah. I just mean a 6/2 is if you don't have the initiative already.
Yeah.
So typically we don't go through uncommons and commons, like, in depth. I will say we have them for you in the sheet, the document.
And we could do another, like, supplemental something with me going over the commons and uncommons, but that's like an hour of me just reading text and telling you, no, this isn't good for X reason. So
good, bad, good.
Yeah,
bad.
And Alex, I think actually one of the things, maybe if you have time this week, pick a night that you have time. Maybe it has to be a little bit later, but I don't have my leagues this week, so I don't have a lot. I actually got a pre-release kit from FFG that we opened, and I save those cards aside. Like, so I set them completely aside. So if you would like, we could probably go through those and then kind of look through the things. I got 0 legendaries, so we don't have to worry about that. I think the only thing is I'm going to have to go back through and find the leaders, because I pulled the leaders out. But other than that, I kept everything else the same. And we could actually go through these commons and uncommons if you want to kind of talk through a few of these things while we look through the cards.
Sure.
So, but I think really the big notability in here is you just pay attention. The idea behind it is if it's in the probably okay and it has a star by it, it's because there's a precursor that you need to make this work.
Yeah, it's usually like if you have these cards and it kind of pushes into the good or okay, depending on which side, or it's like this is good situationally kind of thing.
Yeah, the only one I will disagree with is the Elia Kane. I actually think Concealed Elia Kane is probably good. In every other world, I would never run her, but we saw how powerful Scanning Officer can be. Now, this doesn't exhaust your resource, right? Which sucks. I wish they would just give me that again, because I love playing Scanning Officer. That was like one of my favorite cards
Sure.
to play. But I genuinely think Elia Kane in this set, like, I mean, it allows you to play something a little under curve to be able to screw with your opponent's resources.
And if they're not playing plot cards or they didn't draw their plot cards, then she's on 3/6 for 4 raid 1.
My belief is that people are going to play plot cards this set, and that you're going to see a lot of those. Maybe in your world, people will be like, nah, I don't want to play this. But
well, like you also have to have like the 3 resources you flip over. They have to be plot, and they have to be bad enough that you want to dump it. And I don't know. There's a fair bit of plot. I just
in every world, if I flip over a plot resource in their thing, it's getting discarded because they cannot recur it to hand.
Yeah. I mean, it's
Like,
better
it's
to
gone.
discard it than not.
They're never gonna get it, and I just hope they don't put another plot card down. So, but that's kind of the same thing. Like, you could kind of see, you know, and again, a lot of like anything double aspect for the most part, we're saying no to. So, like, that's a pretty easy one. I will say when you get down into the commons, there is quite a bit of green in that okay, and
Yeah.
your big thing, it looks like, is, you know, red, and then some of your neutral villain is really high on your estimations.
Yeah, like the neutral villain cards were just like, oh, this is like decently statted. Like this is just a 2/2 for 1, and this is a 3/2, but it has hidden, or this is 3/2. Look at their hand. Like it's just like, oh, these are just like decently statted units, and they didn't get that in heroic. They just got like weird ones, or like a 4/3 for 3, which is just like, no, wait, no.
Yeah,
I don't want to play that because one unit can kill me, you know.
So anyway, so I would recommend going through those. We'll try to have like a supplemental video before the end of the week out for people so that they can look through them. If not, you're welcome to browse the pre-release guide that we have, and hopefully you have good luck at your pre-releases. With that being said, we're going to wrap up for tonight and end the show a little early. So hopefully we will be back Sunday tentatively with a longer episode, or we might just only talk pre-release stuff. So I don't know yet, like what the week's going to, or what the weekend will entail. I know if I play Sunday night, we are going to do a shorter episode. So I took Friday off in hopes that I was hoping somebody would run like a morning one, but it's not. Nobody around here is. So I was hoping, but I could go get my boxes early, and that's what my Friday will be before.
They'll have them on Friday?
Well, I hope so. Yeah. Usually we usually have I haven't talked. Alex has been on vacation, but anyway, you just have to talk to your store. Usually the stores have them a week before go live, and usually if they get them in, we can pick them up the day of.
It's usually the day of the pre-release, right? So
yeah. So we
depending on how the store does it.
yeah, so our pre-release is Saturday, but last time they let us come in that Friday and pick them up. So I don't know yet. I'm not going to guarantee anything. So I don't own
We'll
the
ask
store.
them on Wednesday, I'm sure.
But yeah, so I'm if I could get my stuff early, I'm going to sit there and open my stuff before Halloween. But it'll be like at noon. So if anybody wants to come hang out at Out of the Box, if we get our stuff early, you can come over and hang out at noon. I won't, because we have downtown trick or treating for the kids at all the businesses between like 3 and 5. So like you do not want to be downtown driving around because there's tons of little kids wandering around. And Zealand Schools has the day off on Friday, so that means there will be even more kids around than usual. And we moved our pre-release because I didn't. The amount of traffic that store gets on Halloween is just nuts, and I didn't want people to have to fight for parking spots and stuff like that. It's just easier not to deal with it. So, but I'm excited for pre-release weekend, as I always am, and I will be. I don't know. Hopefully, at least attending 3. That's my goal, is to get 3 in before the end of the weekend. I would prefer 4, but Friday really ruins things for me. So, but yeah. With that being said, thank you all. We'll be back next week, at least talking pre-release. Maybe we'll give a couple more decks or something like that for you. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. We'll definitely be talking pre-release though, and we will be announcing the winners of the giveaways that we are doing. We will also hopefully have an exciting announcement with a partnership to maybe start creating some token type stuff. I'm working with a guy, and I might be able to we might be getting some tokens, and I can't sell them, but what we might do is like do something with a Patreon tier or do them as giveaways to other videos or stuff like that. So I'm working through that as we speak. With that being said, thank you all. Have a good night, and we'll see you on the flippity flop.
Thanks for listening.